Welcome to Knightline Live at 7 o'clock on a Monday night. And guess what? Boys and girls basketball is in the air, and what a better way to celebrate than with my own Boom Baby t-shirt, which I'm going to debut at the Centerville game on Thursday night. I'm Jerry Middleton. Along with me as usual is Rick Fletcher. Rick, sunny and 70 in Fountain City today.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day. We're all freezing to death. Hey, winter sports are here, so we might as well freeze to death. By the way, Jerry, I want to say that somebody's stealing your Boom Baby, but it's not. It is not as good as the original.
Well,
okay? I'm not going to say who it is, all right? But if you go to a local arena and watch a high school basketball game, and I'm not going to say which one, you might hear a PA guy go, Boom Baby, and we know where that came from.
Well, and I got that from Slick Leonard, longtime broadcaster for the Pacers. I remember many nights listening to him. He called Don Boozy and Billy Keller and George McGinnis shooting the threes and doing the Boom Baby, and just great memories from my childhood. And so that's why Boom Baby's back.
Yeah. We got a pretty packed show tonight,
yes,
as we always do. Hopefully, Jerry will manage the clock a little better than the Bears coach did.
There's a hit.
That cost him his job. I
mean,
just that one decision right there, and they fired him right there on the spot. It's a tough business, isn't it?
Well, let's face it. The Purdue coach getting beat 59-0 cost him his job.
Yeah, that didn't. But at least he had 2 years.
And he's getting $9 million.
Yeah, he's these guys, when they lose their jobs, they all have guaranteed contracts. A lot of them do, or at least the coaches do.
Do we have guaranteed contracts?
Yeah, we do. Zero.
Okay. Darn, that's what I thought.
That's our guarantee. Well, tonight we're going to talk cheerleading.
Yeah.
We've got Chelsea Wine and Debbie Moore. We're going to be our guest here on the next segment. They've been busy, so we're going to talk about what they've been doing, what they're up to, what their future's going to be. They got some big things going on.
All they got to say is mouse ears.
Yeah, so stay tuned, and we're going to talk about that. My guess is you'll have an opportunity to donate. But
yes.
I don't know that yet, all right? But that's just a wild guess. And girls basketball,
yep.
they're 8-0. They're on a roll. So we've got we'll talk about them. And boys basketball started.
Yep.
A couple of very impressive victories for them.
Yes, absolutely.
Don Beatty had his debut, and he's doing a great job.
He is.
You guys sound great together, Jerry. But before we do all that, what I would like to do is talk about the cheer block. I mean, those guys right there, they're on fire this year. They really are. I mean, they've been at all the girls' games and pretty full. And they're boisterous. And, credit to the cheer block because they're important to the players. Okay?
Well, the cheer block has been like organized chaos.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It is absolutely wonderful. And if there's an air ball, being nice people that they are, they let the guy or the lady know that they shot an air ball the last trip down, just to remind them.
Yeah, they're doing their job.
That's right.
Everybody has, like Bill Belichick used to say, do your job. Well, the cheer block has a job to do. And this year, my kudos to everybody in the cheer block because you guys have stepped it up and you're bringing your A game.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's part of the pomp and circumstance of high school basketball in Indiana is having a very boisterous and a very active cheer block. And if you're a student and haven't been part of the cheer block, I would suggest you got 3 opportunities this week. On Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, we got some big games coming up. So this would be the time to get to be a part of that cheer block. It's a lot of fun. You're hanging out with your classmates, and you guys are just having a lot of fun. And it's all in good spirit. Normally, they keep it clean for the most part, I guess. I mean, we're not over there, but so they have been on fire and they've been doing a great job. So. Hats off to the cheer block.
Absolutely.
What else?
Well, we were talking earlier about these shows just don't put themselves on, like
No.
tonight, for instance, or even all the broadcasts. I mean, it takes a lot. There's a lot goes into it.
Well, let's go. There is, and we're not patting ourselves on the back, but just to give people an idea of what it takes to put on a broadcast. Number one, we got to put together a team.
Right.
Okay? And when we're fully staffed, there's about 8 of us that it takes to really do the job well, with camera people, running the computer, the broadcast team, and you always need it's always good to have a runner. You know, like Linda Johnson's she's been kind of the runner. It's always good to do that. So that's number one, and it's not easy to put together a full team on a lot of nights. Here's other things that go into it. Let's take the Seton game that we did at Earlham College. You go on the road. I know you and I were there by 4:40, 4:30, 4:45.
4:40, yeah.
Okay, going over there, especially on the road. Now it's a little easier here because we know what we're doing. But we have to get there early. We had to find spots to put our cameras. On the road, going on the road. We got to make sure the internet is working properly. We got to make sure our computer is hooked up properly. And you and I aren't tech guys.
No, we're not. Another thing, before we ever walk out the door to even go there, we've got batteries that had to be charged.
Yeah.
We've got cameras that have to be charged. We got all this stuff.
Yeah.
And making sure we have our backup materials with us. Backup headphones, backup just all this stuff you got to have, because electronics things go out when they decide to go out, and it's usually when you're using them.
Exactly. So that's all kind of preparation just to get out the door. Also in the area of preparation, as broadcasters, okay, and you and I have been doing this for quite a while. Don's new at it, okay. But you got to be prepared before you get there. There is some prep time, whether it's prepping for this show or prepping for a broadcast. You just can't go to the broadcast booth not knowing anything about the other team. You got to prep yourself a little bit as far as what the other team is about and who's on their team and that type of thing.
Well, we print out these large lineup things, so you're not trying to see some little 4 font numbers, so you can get the numbers quick, and then you get to the game, and guess what?
Numbers change.
Numbers all have changed.
It's so
how frustrating that is.
Well, normally we're pretty good about that, but we've run into that with our team this year. So now you're scrambling, okay? Now you're scrambling, and you got to be on, be able to adjust, okay? So so you do all that. And then you broadcast the game, and there's communication between the executive producer and the broadcast team, and he's communicating with the camera switcher who's trying to communicate with the camera people. I mean, there's a lot of coordination that goes into this, and to try to pull off a broadcast. And we go back and look and see how we do.
And we even talked about the other prep, or Steve Luby is putting all these games in, for getting the links and all that stuff, and then after the game's over, he takes the computer the next morning and downloads it and shoots it to WTV, which that's a great partner for us, so they can broadcast it so more people can see it.
And every once in a while, Jerry, we try to get on live streaming, and it doesn't work.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
So those types of things do happen, and normally we're able to get through it and finally get on. But there's been some scrambling behind the scenes that we've had to do just to get there. And then, okay, so now you have your game, you do your broadcast, and now you do players of the game, and you do your coaches, and if there's a wrap up, either you and Don or you and I will do a wrap up, whoever's on the broadcast team. and then we got to pack it all up. Okay,
Tear down and
tear it down, and there's quite a bit of equipment here that we have.
Yeah.
And it's all got to be torn down. And I will tell you, Jerry, it's usually you and me are the last ones out of the gym.
Yep.
Every night, whether it's volleyball or basketball, whatever sport there
Yep.
is, we're the last ones out of there. I'm not complaining. I'm just trying to give people an idea of the preparation that it goes into this, and training. Our computer operator, we've got Aiden here tonight. He's our executive producer. He had to be taught how to do this, and so that's an effort between mostly Steve Luby, and my wife is doing some. Tamara is doing some of that. So I say all that to we've assembled a pretty good team, Jerry. I'm biased, but at least in this area, I think we're the best in the business. Okay. And we're pretty good statewide too.
Yeah.
So, I'm really proud of the effort that we put together, and it's not perfect. We have some funny times, and we wonder, are we on? We're screaming in the mic, are we on? Or we don't know. But hey, it's a lot of fun. It is a lot of work, but it gets back to we do it for the kids, and we do it for the grandparents in Florida. That they're able to watch the game. So.
And that's one of the things that we love is when we hear from people that said, thank you for doing this because we get to watch our grandson or granddaughter, or like the one, was watching from Kandahar at the military base that his little sister was playing basketball, and he got to watch at their time 4 a.m.
happy to do it. So, all right. I think it's time to go to commercial, and we'll get the cheering coaches.
When we come back, we'll be talking cheerleading. You're watching Knightline Live. At Kate's Family Eye Care, we value a family-friendly atmosphere, offering high-quality eye exams. Our expert staff utilizes the latest techniques in eye care. We have a large selection of affordable glasses that are unique to our area. We are proud supporters of the Northeastern Knights and wish all the teams the best of luck.
Go Knights!
We would love to invite you to LifeSpring Students, our youth group at LifeSpring Church that is just south of Northeastern on 27. We meet from 7 to 8:30 on most Thursdays, but the doors open at 6:30. You can grab some pizza or a snack from our cafe and then hang out with your friends until 7 p.m. We have basketball, dodgeball, gaga ball, and other activities for you to enjoy. At 7, our student band leads us in some worship through music, and we have a lesson from God's Word, the Bible. We then split into small groups based on grade and gender to apply what we have learned and pray with one another. After small group, students are invited to hang out until 9 p.m. when we close. LifeSpring Students is a great way to get to know God and meet some new friends. It is open for any student in grades 6 through 12, and we would love to invite you. Find out more at lifespring.tv/students.
KOA exit 151A, registration in the general store. It's a family-owned campground with pull-through parking for RVs or travel trailers with full hookups. Rent a cabin. Relax at one of the fire pits or picnic by the pond. A playground for the kids, or get in around the golf before dinner. Take a water-soaking hayride, lay out by the pool, and then take a dip. Welcome back to Knightline Live, brought to you by Astro Industries out of Lynn. And today, we are attempting something we have never, ever attempted before. If you haven't noticed, we have, and they're not twins.
Jerry, you forgot you were babysitting tonight, so they brought the babies to you. Okay?
Oh, this is wonderful. We've got Oliver, who's 3, and Sawyer, who's 1, with us. We also have Debbie Moore and Chelsea Wine, the cheer coaches, and they said this is cheer practice right here.
It is.
So we want to be as realistic as we possibly can. So they brought, these guys are real live kids here. They're not props, okay? So they brought
You'll know here soon.
They brought their kids in. We have no idea how this is going to go, but we got 20 minutes to find out, Jerry.
Yeah, that's right.
We're gonna figure this out. Ladies, appreciate you coming. Oliver, thanks for coming. Sawyer, thanks for coming. I know it's bedtime, and I'm tired. Okay, we're all tired. All right. So we talk a lot about cheering around here, and you guys have really stepped up your games over the last 3 years, I'm going to say. And I know it hasn't been easy. It's been a lot of hard work. So let's, whoever wants to go first, recap where you've been for this year so far. Who wants to go? Debbie? Or
Go ahead, Debbie. This year we actually tackled on another type of routine. Last year we did 2, and they're called traditional and timeout. One is 2.5 minutes, timeout runs 1.5 minutes. This year we added game day. So we tried to do 3 different categories when we went to competitions this year.
Okay, so timeout is self-explanatory. I'm assuming it's
Right.
like a basketball timeout.
It's kind of like what we're doing this year during the timeout. If you've noticed, we've brought all of our props out, and we're doing a lot more. Game day adds in like our school song
Okay.
with a timeout mix in it. That is a whole different division that we tried to add on this year. It's quite the challenge.
So what is, hey, do you guys, by the way, these are Chelsea's kids. I don't think we mentioned that. So these
Not mine.
And look, I mean, if you couldn't tell, they're dressed alike, and they're actually pretty good here. So, so describe to us, Chelsea. I'm going to let you try this,
Yes.
okay?
Yeah.
Traditional. What is that? What does that entail?
So the traditional routine is 1 minute and 30 seconds, a minute probably of cheer,
Okay.
and then 1 minute and 30 seconds of music portion where we do tumbling, pyramids, lots of stunts,
Okay.
dance. So that's the more, I don't know how I say it, athletic, I guess.
Yeah.
Athletic routine.
It's the longer one.
Okay. All
The
right.
cheerleaders are used to this. I just talk over them.
All right. So that.
I don't hear anything. Do you guys hear anything?
I hear
You
nothing.
guys are great. So.
Not yet. If you're good, you'll get blue juice.
Yeah. You want, who wants juice?
I want blue juice.
Yeah, I want some blue juice. We got, Aiden, can you go get us some blue juice?
But yes, traditional is what we started with a few years ago. It's
That's what we think. The stunts. And,
Yes, it's what we always have taken to TEC. Northeastern has like over even whenever I cheered.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that's the typical routine that you see.
All right. And the other one is game day. Is that what that?
Yeah,
okay.
we dipped into that this year.
And what does that entail?
It is like a timeout cheer.
Okay.
Plus, then you go right into like a game day song,
Okay.
like our band would play, and our school song.
All right.
So it kind of gives you the whole game day experience. I'll say it wasn't our favorite category.
It wasn't.
Alright.
It's hard. It's 3 minutes long, and so
wow, okay.
and the girls have to have spirit the whole time. They have to be jumping up and down and saying words the whole time. Whereas traditional, they don't have to say anything during the music portion, so it's a little less
It's
tiring.
like more showing off your skills, I
Okay.
guess.
Yeah.
I imagine right now somebody's watching this and cracking up.
Yeah.
Oh, probably.
Just laugh at us, please. Enjoy.
Jerry, take it away. These guys, they're probably going to come sit on your lap here.
Well, and you know what? It wouldn't be the first time I've had a bunch of kids sitting here. Ho, ho, ho. You know,
All right, there we go.
I got to be ready for that. No, so you start off during the summer.
We lost one.
That's all right.
Yes.
So So we started off during the summer with everything, the state fair,
Right.
and then you had several other competitions leading up to it.
Right.
And talk a little bit about the preparation, going through all that stuff.
So I'll just kind of highlight on traditional because that's kind of what is getting us to nationals.
Okay.
So we can cut out a little bit of the confusion maybe. So traditional, we compete all fall in Indiana, and then we go to state, which is hosted at Newcastle, and we get placings there.
Right.
So this year we were third again, which is what we were last year. And then after that, I know it didn't make sense to a lot of people, but then we go to regionals, which regionals is for the nation.
Ah, okay. So,
So-
you had a state
Indiana
competition.
title. Yes.
That's in the Newcastle thing
Yes.
that you guys have been to.
Yes.
And so after that, you had a national regional, which determined if you qualify for this
Correct.
this other trip.
Correct.
And
And
what-
when you go there, you're not necessarily competing against other schools. You're competing to get a score that's
From judges.
from judges, and they kind of want you to be at a certain level in order to obviously be able to go down to Disney and compete with.
Okay. And
Other teams.
where was that held?
That was actually held in, I can't even think where it was, but it's in Indiana as well.
In
But we
Indiana, okay.
had schools from Michigan, Kentucky,
Okay.
that might have not necessarily got the bid in their state, so you're allowed to go to other regional host sites and attempt to get a bid.
Okay, so the miracle worker is back. I don't know how she did it.
Whoa!
Jews and bribing Jews.
Hey, we were never going to bribe our kids, but we all did.
Yeah, I know.
Trust me, I had
I
4
know.
of them, and they all
Oh, yeah.
had goldfish. Boom, boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom.
It's not bribing, it's
It's being smart.
yeah, setting goals.
Setting goals, ever how small they might be, but
Yes,
the goal
we're
is
setting
met.
goals.
Yeah.
So
Go ahead.
yeah. So after your summer, you worked with that, and then you would go
Mm-hmm.
and competed, and then you found out. I mean, was it realistic in your mind that you would score well enough to go on the trip that we'll talk about?
For me, yes. I know that we have the skills to go. I've watched a lot of the teams at nationals. We've done our homework. And the girls on this team this year are extremely talented. It's just been about building up their stamina enough to hit the routine.
Yeah. 3
So-
minutes is a long time.
Yeah, and at the regional was actually our first time ever hitting 0 deductions, which was huge. So it was a perfect routine. So yeah, we knew they could do it. It just is
Yeah.
a long road to get there. So they finally did right when it mattered
Right.
most,
And us not knowing, since it's our first year too,
Yeah.
we had a lot of questions and just not knowing how the process works. But towards the end of the routine, I mean, Chelsea and I grabbed hands and we said, they did it. Mm-hmm. Like,
We knew,
It
yeah.
gives me goosebumps now
So
because
you knew then.
Like, this is our best we can
but
do.
When you got the official notice
Oh.
that said,
yeah,
"Yes, you are," get your mouse ears out.
yeah.
it was pretty exciting.
What,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what was the reaction of the girls? They must have been fired up.
I mean, there's
about it.
always that like little bit of doubt where you're like, oh no, what if? And we tried to prepare them. We're like, just be prepared, be proud of yourself no matter what.
There's always the Russian judge.
Yes. Yeah. So we were kind of prepared. We prepared ourselves for, if we don't get the bid, then we're going somewhere else. We're going to try again. But they were super excited. They was
Yeah.
precious. They were crying and they were really happy.
All right, so I know you guys don't operate on $1 million budget. You have to raise money just like everybody else has to raise money. So what kind of things are you doing? Are you going to have to do to fund this trip? Or, tell us about that. And how can the people help? So let's do that.
We have done a ton of fundraising. I feel like that's all we've done.
Yeah.
And we hate asking for money, but it is expensive. It's like
it is.
$1,500 a girl to go on this trip, and for us too, it's a little more expensive. So, hopefully there's nothing breakable over there. But
We haven't heard any crashes, so we're fine.
But yeah, so we've done a lot. We are still going to have our winter cheer clinic on January 4th.
Yep.
That first game back from Christmas break. And then the girls are also going to sell T-shirts that say, like, they've got my back, and we're going to put people's names on them for nationals. And then we're going to ask for sponsors just to sponsor our trip.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so there's the camera, or there's a camera right there also.
Yeah.
So, how much do we need?
What's the total cost? Did you get that figure?
Or
Oh, it's a lot. It's
or how
like,
much more do you need? Do you feel
how much
comfortable?
more to
Yeah.
feel comfortable going and knowing that we have a little bit of change at home here in our account?
Yeah.
We want like 3,000 to 4,000 still.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. The girls have been raising money since the beginning of summer, planning on going.
Yeah.
So
Which that's what you have to do.
Yeah.
you can't just start fundraising in November. There's no way.
No, there's no way you can make that.
Right.
So I think if we can get, I'll put this plea out there, if we can get 9 $100 donors,
Ooh, yeah.
the Knights
Yeah, I
Broadcasting
think we
Network
can-
will kick in a couple $100.
Yeah, we'll throw
Sweet.
some
Sounds
money
good.
in there.
We'll take that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we
It's
know
the most stressful part of it all. We trust
Yeah.
the girls. We know the girls are going to work hard, but it's the money always, every time.
Yeah, you want to make
it's
sure.
always the money.
Yes, it is.
always-
It's horrible.
Well,
Yeah.
we're not in a rich area around
No.
here where
No.
we're funded by a casino or something. Where money's
Yeah.
not a problem.
No.
There's a lot of schools that are, have that, that flexibility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll put the plea out there. If you want to sponsor, I'm sure there's a T-shirt out there with your name on it or something, some way.
Right.
Maybe we'll do a little scroll ad for them if they want to do that, Jerry.
Yeah.
We can on the
Yeah,
broadcast.
Yeah.
we'll put it on there. We'll announce your name, say
Yeah.
something.
And we lost Chelsea again, as you guys can see. So
It's okay.
we've never done this before, folks. This is the first time we brought family members on in here. And the guys are doing great. They're just little
not
little
bad.
kids are doing great. I want to ask you guys, and I want to ask you, Debbie, how much work, physical practice? I mean, you guys work. This is not, this is not a lazy
No.
person's
October
sport.
we went 6 days a week
Oh boy.
with
Oh,
competitions and then Friday night football games. We would practice before football games. January, as you know, basketball schedule is insane in
Yeah,
January.
yeah.
We will also be every day. I think they have a couple Saturdays off, but we did add 2 competitions on Sundays in January to kind of get a feel of where we might be placing at nationals and what
Yeah.
our score looks like. So January's pretty busy too. We told the girls and parents to kind of hold on.
Yeah, well, it is.
So we do this on top of cheering girls and basketball,
Yeah.
girls and boys basketball.
Preparing for these competitions that you're
Correct.
going to be doing.
Yeah.
So we'll just tell everybody they're going to Disney World.
Yeah.
We're going to
That's-
Disney.
That's where they're headed.
Yes.
That's where they're headed.
And so,
Yes.
and we've seen these on the ESPN.
Correct.
We've
We will be on
seen
there. Yes.
The what do you want to call it? The National Cheer Championship, High School Cheer Championships.
Yes.
And we've all watched it. I've
Yeah.
watched it and amazed at some of these high school teams, what they can do.
Oh yeah, we will
Just
be
amazed
competing
with
against
it.
schools that, are 10 times bigger than us. Carmel sizes,
Yeah.
even bigger than that.
There's no classes.
From Colorado,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it'll be really exciting.
It'll be a great experience. All you do is you do the best that you can.
Yes.
And we gotta go. We got. Hey, Oliver, come on over here, buddy.
Come over here.
We're almost done here. I want you guys to say goodbye, okay?
And I think one of the biggest highlights, I guess, for us is what we've been telling the girls is going down there. This is just a huge opportunity
Yeah.
to compete on a national level
Yeah.
and experience it being on that stage. And
And have some fun.
I
You
think
know,
they'll
you're
learn
going
some
to
life
Disney
lessons.
World,
We're going to
you
have
know?
fun. We're going to
Yeah.
Disney.
I mean, I'm assuming you'll do some side trips or
Oh
do,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
you're
We
at
get,
Di-
we
you're
get
at
Disney park tickets,
Yeah,
but we
so-
also got to practice and
yeah.
do what we're really going down there for.
So when is the TEC?
That's in March.
That is in March.
Okay.
So right when we get back, we'll start prepping for that.
And you
Yeah.
guys are the defending champions.
Yes,
We
we
are.
are.
We're trying to do it again.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, Jerry, I think the kids are tired, and I think it's bad. Look at poor Sawyer here, just,
Oliver and Sawyer, they're for the second half of the show tonight. We're going home. Much more entertaining than us.
yeah.
Oh, well, hey, ladies, thanks for joining us. Good luck on that fundraising. Let us
Thank
know
you.
what
Yes.
we can do to help.
We
You know,
will take anything.
and so forth.
Anything.
and we'll try and get that worked out. So, we'll be back in a little bit with some boys basketball. I think is first on tonight's agenda, and you've been watching Knightline Live.
Being aligned with the Better Homes and Gardens brand brings with it a unique approach to identifying, marketing, and servicing distinctive homes. We know that your experience while buying and selling your home is as important as the homes being bought and sold. That's why our affiliated agents are passionate about personalizing every part of your real estate experience to ensure that every moment is distinctive.
Do you have a big event coming up soon? Dejo Photos has you covered. Check us out on Facebook. We are professional photographers who strive to capture all of your special moments, such as family portraits, senior photos, live action sports, graduations, and so much more. If you don't think photos are important, wait until they are all you have left. Contact us via email at info@dejophotos.com or call us at 765-277-0047. Dejo Photos, capturing memories one photo at a time.
From our trucks to their lunch trays, to your local hospital, to your favorite pub, and to your kitchen table. For more than 60 years, Dot Foods and Dot Transportation have been stocking the shelves of your hometown. Sure, we've grown a lot, but at our core, we're still small-town, family-run businesses that care about our communities and the people who keep us running. Join the Dot family today and be part of something bigger.
You're good at basement basketball.
We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
In this market, finding a home you love and actually closing the deal is a cause for celebration. And it all starts with a competitive edge from First Financial Bank. We'll get you pre-qualified fast so you can get your offer in first. We even offer programs with low down payment options and reduced closing costs. Plus, our friendly local team is always here to help. A bank that's ready to help you find a home and a reason to celebrate, however you choose to. That's First.
First! Welcome back to Knightline Live, brought to you by Astro Industries out of Lynn. And a quick note, the cheer leaders are going to have a
clinic.
We cheer clinic.
Yeah.
We Nights, I call them We Nights, cheerleading clinic. I believe that's going to be on January the 4th. That's going to be in the morning. And then that night, they will cheer at the high school basketball game, which Tyler Smith is bringing his team down from up north, and they're going to come in here and take on the Knights, which ought to be a fun night.
Yeah.
Tyler comes back to town. You got the young cheerleaders out there. You got your cheerleaders. You've got your boys basketball team, and it's going to be a fun night.
Yeah, it'll be a great night. Now, they're coming from a long ways away.
Yeah.
I mean, Victory College Prep, I think is the name of that team. So they're coming down here. And then you'll have your halftime show with all the We Cheers.
Yep.
And there's usually a ton of them, Jerry.
Oh, my gosh.
And if I will tell you, get there early on that night because the stands will be packed.
It will be. It will be packed because everybody who may not normally come to a game will be there, and it will be an absolute madhouse.
Yeah, and with Tyler coming back, to his alma mater, that'll be some interest also with that right there. So January 4th, put it on your calendar. You get to see the future Knight cheerleaders, and you get to see a team coached by former Knight Tyler Smith. So that'll be a good night there, Jerry.
Yep.
All right, where are we going now? We're still recovering from Oliver and Sawyer, aren't we?
Well, I'll tell you what. I think we better go to girls basketball.
Girls basketball. All right. Well, let's state the obvious. There ain't no. I mean, you can't do better than undefeated at this point, Jerry.
The only next best thing is 9-0.
9-0.
Yeah.
So let's recap. They had a couple games this week. and the competition was got a little stiffer. Okay. So they went up to Connersville. They played in the Spartan Bowl, which is a great facility.
The Palace.
Yeah, it's a great facility.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really, when we get these opportunities to go to like the Spartan Bowl or the Fieldhouse in Newcastle or those types of things, it's kind of special for us around here. And so we went down there, and the Lady Knights in control of the game. I think it was close. It was with a 10-point win.
Yeah.
It got up to probably 15 to 18 at one point, I think, but they ended up at 10 points. And honestly, they probably didn't play our best, but you still beat a pretty good Connersville team.
But sometimes you don't play your best because your opponent keeps you from doing that.
Well, that's yeah.
And I think the matchup with Biggs in that game was great because it made our bigs have to work.
Yeah.
And they worked.
Yeah, they definitely did.
They rebounded well, a lot of inside points. And I think that they showed that they can shine against this type of defense.
Well, I got to talk about some of the girls. Ava Mikesell was on fire that night. I mean, that's what you're looking for that from Ava. She just had a tremendous game against Connersville. She was leading the team, and she was fantastic on that night. Cammie Angie has had a great start to this year. I tell you, Jerry, she's playing well this year.
Yes, she is. She's playing really well. And the nice thing about Cammie is that she's using her left hand so well, getting those little left-handed kiss shots off the backboard, banking them in. And I think that's a big deal right there. That left hand she's so much more confident with the left hand this year.
Yeah. And we got a couple sophomore bigs, Jerry, that, they're, at least in this area, okay, they're as good as anybody. You got Carrie Gammon and Kenzie Johnson. Kenzie's probably made a lot of progress, the most progress as a player that we've seen from her freshman to sophomore year.
Yes.
Of all the girls on that team, she's made a lot of progress. So the Lady Knights have a lot of weapons right now. And we haven't even mentioned Addie Kircher, who at any given night she'll put up 20.
Yeah.
Okay. But a lot of weapons that they can use, and really, meshing well together and playing well. We talk a lot about turnovers, Jerry, and they've handled that. I mean, I think they've kind of. Not you're never going to conquer it, but you can control it.
Yeah.
Okay. And I think they've done a pretty good job of controlling the turnovers. Every once in a while turnovers will creep back, but it's like that when you're playing aggressively. You're going to turn the ball over every once in a while.
Yeah, and that's a true statement. When you play aggressive, you're going to have mistakes.
Yeah.
That's just the way it works. But your positives, you want to outweigh your negatives, and that's why you do it.
So Saturday afternoon, the Golden Bears from Monroe Central came to town, and that's traditionally been a tough opponent for the Knights over the years. And honestly, it was probably the Kenzie Johnson and Ariel Schuler show. And that's the thing, Jerry, is different players every night.
Yeah.
Okay. That are stepping up, and your stars and your the players that you depend on, they're going to have off nights sometimes. It's just nature.
Absolutely. But the thing is, you're still getting 8 and 9 players on the scorebook.
Yeah. A lot of you're going deep.
Getting scoring.
You're going deep into the roster. Brooklyn Adams. We talked a little bit about Brooklyn coming in. All she does is when she comes in, is she'll put up a stat.
Yep.
She'll get a rebound, she'll pop a 3, she'll get a basket here, she'll play some good defense. So really, you've got a lot of girls on this team that are performing very well, and they hope to keep it going here. That's the whole idea behind this.
Well, I'll tell you what, and as the season goes on, and they've got I'll consider it a tough game tomorrow at Jay County.
They're going to play Jay County, right? Traditionally a tough opponent.
And that is a 6:30 varsity only game tomorrow at Jay County. So we get that out there.
Yeah.
But, again, traditionally tough.
Yeah.
And then you've got a couple other ball games coming up, and then you get into that tournament.
That's a nice tournament too.
You got Kokomo coming in. You've got Lafayette Central Catholic. You've got Tri-High. I mean, Wayne's coming back who won it last year.
Cathedral's coming.
I mean, there are some really, really, really good teams.
Yeah.
In that, and if you like watching some high school basketball, you got to come out for that.
Yeah, that'll be a couple days after Christmas, and we'll talk more about that
as we get there.
But that's going to be a real good measuring stick for the Knights when they get to that point. So we'll see how that goes. But I think a measuring stick is also going to be tomorrow night at Jay County.
Absolutely.
To see where you're at, okay? They haven't had a lot of close games. I think that Connersville game was the closest, and they won that by double digits. But honestly, Jerry, this team is meshing, and they're well oiled right now. Cody and Chad and the whole or however many coaches they got, doing a great job of preparing this team and preparing them to play. And it's fun to watch.
Absolutely,
it's good basketball. Now we've seen some girls teams where there's not good basketball. This is good basketball right here.
Yeah, it's good basketball. And also, don't everybody remind, they're home Friday night against Centerville in a TEC matchup. So, and if you can't get to the game, we encourage you to get out to the game. But if you can't, you can watch it on the Knights Broadcasting Network. We'll be broadcasting that ball game. Rick and myself will be on that. So. You got some.
We got
some stuff here.
Yeah, we got. We like to put the kids. That's how we go. That's how we roll around here. Nobody wants to listen to us, so we talked to after the Monroe Central game. Our players of the game were Kenzie Johnson, who had a tremendous ball game, and Ariel Schuler. When she came up to be interviewed, her fingers were still on fire, Jerry, because she was so hot. So we're going to go to that, Aiden, and after that, let's just jump right into commercial. When we come back, Jerry, we'll talk a little boys basketball. So go ahead, Aiden. And we got the hot one here, Ariel Schuler. Well, and another hot one over here, Kenzie Johnson. Ariel, let me talk to you first. This game, we were up like double digits, but we weren't really putting them away. All of a sudden, here you come, 3 in a row. What's it feel like when you get on fire like that?
It feels really good, especially hitting 3 in a row like that. Like, my confidence is definitely building this season from previous seasons in the beginning of the season.
All right, so we're 8-0. We haven't played a lot of close games. Against Connersville, it was a little tighter there, but really, so we're rolling. We're rolling right now. So talk about the start this team has had and how we're gonna go into the future. We've got a tough game coming up next week. So.
Yeah, we're definitely getting better. Like, I think our bond on the court is good, and definitely off the court, it's definitely showing on the court. We're all playing together. Like, we all want one specific goal, and we're all trying to reach for it.
Doesn't seem like there's just one star on this team. Like tonight, you guys stepped up, but the other night it was Ava.
Yeah,
who really had a tremendous ball game. Addie Kircher will have her points. She'll get her points. So really a well-balanced team. You got a lot of options.
Yeah.
So, all right, why don't you guys switch, and I'm going to talk to Kenzie. All right, Kenzie's getting all situated here. Kenzie, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. Put that right up close to your mouth. There we go, right there. All right, you started the game off from three-point land. Just step back. That's kind of in your game. So talk about, adding you're inside also inside. So what does adding that 3-point shot to your game add to your game, if you know what I mean here? I can't even get the question out here. So
I feel like just adding that 3-point to my inside and post, I think it makes me more of a threat for all the teams we face, because they think, oh, she can only play post, but even though I can still step out and make the three and get what Cody needs done.
Let's talk about rebounding. Is there an attitude that goes with rebounding? Because you were fighting for a lot of those balls today, and you're getting your fair share of rebounds. So talk about what goes into getting those rebounds.
Well,
I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but you got to be aggressive in there, as far as that goes. So
the more aggressive, the more extra chances we get, and the more we can push the ball up and get our guards that.
All right.
Yep.
You guys are 8-0. I mean, does life get any better than this right now? It's 8-0.
Mr. Luby's my favorite teacher.
Oh, there we go. He's up there looking for his props here. All right, well, that's going to be a happy Thanksgiving for him. So.
Yeah, Mr. Luby's my favorite teacher.
All right, that's going to do it here on this one.
Welcome back to Knightline Live, and good interview with the young ladies.
Yeah, and I mean, you were there, Jerry. You saw Kenzie just playing a tremendous ball game, and then it was fun to see. Now Ariel, she can shoot the ball.
She can shoot.
All right, and when she's confident, we saw what happened. She's just knocking down the threes. So it's really, really good. So I have to ask our executive producer something. Did we play our last set of commercials? We did. Okay, I just wanted to make sure where we're at. We're a little discombobulated after babysitting, Jerry.
Oh, yeah, it happens. Oh, this is Wee Night's babysitting service, childcare. So, boys basketball.
Off to a good start.
2-0 is good, 3-0 is better.
Yeah, just like, we're in right through the end of the season.
Same scenario.
Let's break down the games.
All right.
Opening night at Earlham College, which is a nice place to play for high school around here. And we want to thank the Seton Catholic Cardinals for letting us broadcast in Earlham. They're very accommodating, so we appreciate that. Really, Jerry, good start for the Knights.
Absolutely.
They were... What can we say? Let's just say it. Sam White was a beast.
Sam White was a beast. Offense, defense, rebounding, really, really good.
Yeah.
And then, you got, again, our guard situation is extremely strong, just like the girls.
Yeah.
We've got good guards. We got depth at guard.
Yeah.
And then, which is Seal and Scaretti. And then, if you start talking about the wings, you got Van Lanningham, which he can rebound, he can bring the ball on the floor, and he can shoot.
Yeah, he can do it all.
And he can play defense.
Yeah.
And you got that. Then you sit back and go, you got Noah Payne, who is as far as I'm concerned, in that fourth quarter is when he really started to feel good, and then he really felt good in the Monroe Central game.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second.
But
you would think he's with Noah, he's new. Okay?
Yeah.
I mean, he's in a new school. Everything's new. It's going to take a little time to adjust. But honestly, Jerry, probably took him 3 quarters to adjust.
Yeah.
And when he adjusted, he was on fire.
Yeah, it was like, okay, this is a good group right here. They can shoot. They can play defense.
And depth.
And they got depth.
They got a lot. I think I didn't count them, but it was double-digit players coming into this game.
It's 9, 10, 11 players.
Yeah, it is. You got a kid. Let's take a kid like Cooper Klein.
Yes.
All right. He's big, but he's strong too. And he comes in. He's battling under the boards, doing what you want a big to do.
Yeah.
Right. He's scoring some points. And there's Cooper again. You see that progress he made from his sophomore to his junior year. I mean, he's made a big step there.
Well, and I agree with you 100% on Cooper Klein. He comes in and has a big and one play. He gets fouled and goes up and scores off of that and gets a free throw. And then you got Caleb Moore coming into the ball game off the bench, who is a really good defensive player.
He is, and he plays as a big. He's not that big,
right?
All right, but he's battles, and he'll get his rebounds. And and by the way, every once in a while he'll put up a 3-point shot because he can be deadly from 3-point. So honestly, with those guys, Dalton Justice, the quiet one.
There's another one.
Boy, I don't think there's a player that works harder than Dalton. I mean, I've seen that from him since he was a freshman, and he came up the traditional way through the JV squad. Now he's here getting some minutes, and there's a young man right there in Dalton who knows his role. All right, you need players like that. He knows his role. He comes in, he plays. Like I said, I don't think there's a player that plays harder than Dalton.
Well, and that's at every level.
Yeah.
At every level, you got to know what your role is. Maybe your role is a starter. Maybe your role is the 7th man or the 6th man or the 10th man or the 11th man. You got to know what your role is. And when you get that opportunity, you got to make the most of it. And I think right now, those Knights players coming off the bench, and boys and the girls, both, are making the most of their opportunities.
Yeah, and when Brent Ross has you on the bench, you be ready to play.
Yeah.
Okay? Because he will go to you, and he'll put you in the game and give you that opportunity. So the Knights, really in the first half, just kind of getting a feel for what they were going to be doing. But second half in that Seton game, Jerry, they took off and controlled the game throughout. Won by 24. Pretty good Seton team. I mean, they're always going to be competitive. So let's go. Sam White was our player of the game. He had a monster game. So let's go to that video, Aiden, and see what Sam had to say.
This is the Subway player of the game. There's 3 locations in Richmond and 1 in Hagerstown. Subway, eat fresh. Along with me is the guy who's trying to take my job from girls basketball, Mr. Sam White. And I was totally against you being player of the game because I know what you're trying to do. Sam, great ball game for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, now, I know your little ankle injury is a little tender still, we could tell. So how were you, about 80% tonight? Or?
I couldn't really put a percentage on it, but just go out there and just play as hard as you can every night regardless of what's going on. And for me, for what I could do tonight, I played 100%.
Okay. So what about some of your teammates tonight? Noah Payne did a great job getting the ball to you on some plays. I think he's really opened some things up for you, and then also some other things. Talk a little bit about some of the other players.
Yeah, I mean, we got the best guards in the conference, maybe even the entire area. Landon, Trey, Logan, Noah, they all get me the ball. Especially Landon's did a really good job tonight distributing.
Well, now here's what people really want to know. They want to know, how did you enjoy your broadcasting debut the other night?
I had a lot of fun. You got to really lock into the game, but it's fun.
Well, you enjoy. So you would like to do it again sometime?
Yeah, I would do it again.
Oh, great. Well, hey, Sam, thanks, and great job tonight. And the whole team did a great job. And Sam White on the Subway player of the game. Remember, stop at your local Subway because Subway sponsors our Subway player of the game. And welcome back to Knightline Live. And if Sam White thinks he's taking my announcing job,
he did a great job, Jerry.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to play post at the next game.
You have some eligibility left?
I got a lot of eligibility left.
All right, so there you go, Sam. But I will give him props.
Yeah, he did a great job. Great job on that girls' game. If you get a chance, watch it.
Yeah, because he did a tremendous job.
It's a Union City game, and he did a fantastic job.
Yeah. So on Saturday night, Monroe Central came to town, and a traditionally tough opponent for the Knights. That one, Jerry, I think what you had was it probably in the last couple minutes the Knights took off and didn't look back. Really, I mean they took control of the game and they just kept adding to.
Well, at one point in time it was a 5-4 ball game.
Yeah,
and I think the Knights went on what did I say? It was like a 31-9 run or something like that.
It was a big run.
It was a big run, and virtually put the game away.
Yeah, they did. And in the fourth quarter, they were able to get some of their JV players in, their subs, and to get some playing time. in that game, Noah Payne showed us. I think he gave us a vision of what it's going to be like with Noah out there on the floor.
Well, the one play I remember that really sticks out in my mind is when he drove, got up in the air, looked back. Here comes Sam White, flipped him the ball, and Sam lays it up and in.
Yeah.
I thought, okay, that's a big time play.
Yeah,
right there by both of them.
Yeah, it was fun to watch.
Yes, it was.
Okay, so Noah in that Monroe Central game, he was our player of the game. So let's go to that, Aiden, and see what Jerry and Noah had to say.
Well, with me now is senior basketball player Noah Payne. And Noah, good night tonight.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, you almost tried to tomahawk the one.
I was thinking about it, yeah.
And then you went, nah, better not.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know.
What do you think about your move that you made down here later in the ball game? You curled through the lane opened up for you, you went in one-handed, got fouled, laid it up and in. What's your process? Seeing that that's open, how does that open up for you?
Well, I saw that their best player, the dude guarding me, was tired all game. His hands were on his knees. So I looked at Maurer and I was like, should I take him? He's tired. Like, yeah. So Brent called Northwestern, which is an ISO play basically, and I just took him and got my bucket.
Well, excellent. So how are you enjoying basketball this year?
I love it so much here. All my teammates really good, best friends, love them all, and they're all really good, and I'm excited to see what we can do.
We see you at quite a few of the girls' basketball games on the road and also at home. You enjoying the girls' basketball team too?
Yeah, they're really good, so I like to go out of their games too.
Well, I'll tell you, we're happy to have you here. Now, is this a little bit different, the structure, than what you're used to, or is it about the same?
It's a little bit different. At my old school, they ran a slower offense. Here we like to kick it up the floor.
Oh, yeah,
we like a lot better. So.
We like to put the pedal to the metal and get it down the road here. Well, hey, Noah, thanks for joining us on the Subway Player of the Game. And is there anything else you'd like to say?
Nope.
Love it.
Welcome back to Knightline Live, brought to you by Astro Industries. And Rick, I'm trying to get used to these interviews with with the players. It's different than with the coaches.
Oh, it's way different. It's way different. Sometimes when like talking with Wes or Brian, they're polished and they give you some good information. Sometimes with the kids, you got to draw them out.
Yeah.
But too with Sam, not just Sam and Noah, but they're two. I want to fine young men. Honestly, they really are. And I'll tell you, Jerry, it could be exciting times around here for basketball, both on the girls' side and the boys' side. I mean, there's some potential there. And with the boys, I think we got more to see.
Well, I agree.
And so it should be exciting as we go forth. And speaking of going forth, we got some big games coming up.
Well, Thursday at home, I should say a rare Thursday night game for the boys, but a Thursday night game nevertheless against Tri-Eastern Conference foe Centerville.
And they are the defending
conference
champions.
Well, winners of the conference. In fact, they beat the Knights last year at Centerville in a wild game.
Yeah,
it was back and forth, goes overtime.
Yeah.
Oh, it was crazy. Excuse me.
So you might want to get here early because there's going to be a big crowd here on Thursday night.
So get here and watch the ball game as usual.
Yeah.
Get here and watch it. But if you can't,
we'll be on for that.
Maybe you've got a Christmas party or something on Thursday night, and we'll be on the air at 5:55 with the JV and so forth, Donnie Beatty and myself, and then Friday girls basketball. We'll just go ahead and roll out the whole week.
Let's get the schedule for the week.
And Friday the girls basketball. They're playing Centerville. Another Tri-Eastern Conference matchup, and that game starts at 6 JV, and so we'll be on the air at 5:55 for that. It'll be Rick and myself. And then Saturday, my favorite comes to town.
Yeah.
The Starfires of South Adams. Everybody said, what is a Starfire? Well, it's like an old Oldsmobile car. It's a Starfire. It was only built for like 3 or 4 years.
And we don't know what to expect from
Yeah.
South Adams. I've never seen them play.
Well,
and
they went to the Sim State in football.
Yeah, well, they did.
So they probably got some athletes.
Yeah, they actually went to the state championship in football. didn't
Adams
they?
Central did.
Adams Central, that's
and
right.
Adams
okay.
Central won,
Yeah.
but South Adams went to the Sim State and got beat.
Yeah,
on the last
that's
second
right.
play.
That's right. So a school with a good sports tradition,
Absolutely.
South Adams. And if you ever go up there, their athletic facilities are top notch.
Oh, yeah.
They do a good job. So they'll be here Saturday, Jerry, and you and Don Beatty will be on that game on Saturday night. And so full week of games coming up. Come on out to the gym, cheer on the Knights. We have a lot of opportunities here. You can always watch the replay later.
Absolutely. Well, I think we pretty much wrapped it up for the night.
I think, after babysitting, Jerry, we got to go get our rest here.
I'm going to have to go stop and get me a Nacho Bel Grande just to settle down. Oh. Well, for Rick Fletcher, I'm Jerry Middleton, and you know what? It's been another good night.